your favourite figures and collectibles at bigbadtoystore.com.
Hey guys, welcome to Calo Reviews. This is Chris and got a special review here. Beast Hunter's Ultimate Optimus Prime. Doesn't actually say Ultimate, but that's what they were advertising it as. Big old box here. That's why we're not in the usual setting for my Transformers reviews. Normally do my Hot Toys up here because of the scale. But anyway, first time ever with Dragon Assault Truck Mode and 5 spinning cannons. Fair enough. Very cool CG picture down here. I really like that. Predaking there. Hopefully I can get him down the track and do that as well. Got Optimus on the side here. You can see his 5 missiles there. Outfitted with the supreme power of the Fire Breath Cyclo cannons, Optimus Prime becomes a whirlwind of righteous devastation from which not even Predaking can hide. That's what it says down there. Come around to the back, just check we're in focus still. It's hard to see because of the light, I know, but down below in the description you'll see photos so you can have a look there. Again, Beast Hunter's Optimus Prime, Autobot, level 2 transformation. Turn, press fire, that's the Gimmick, 5 missiles, spinning cannon, truck mode, windshield lights up, glowing battle lights on the top, just that, technical data. Again, a really awesome CG picture there. And in the box you can test it by just pushing that down and it does this little light up. But anyway, let's get this sucker open, and during the review I will do some demonstrations with the smaller Beast Hunters Prime as well. So let's move on. Alright guys, we've got Optimus open and out of his box and looking pretty crazy, to be honest. Very cool. Look, he's straight away he's lacking a bit of paint. Easy fix, but a lot of this grey stuff is just moulded grey plastic. And details would make the figure pop a lot more, especially on the wheels and the grills. Just turning him around to give you a look. Like a lot of Ultimate figures, sacrifices are made for the size and gimmicks, but overall not a bad thing. Rolls reasonably well. The grill is fairly close to the ground, and when you're transforming it, it looks like it's lower than the wheels, but it does move quite well. In this mode, the gimmick does work. You just turn the handle and it cocks each thing, and then press a button and it fires the gimmick. And if you're really good, you can hit your camera light off your camera. So they fire out. Just turn, press the button, turn, and you press the button. Just like that. In the robot mode, this grill piece does that, but we'll show you that later on. Comes with the shield. Again, we'll show you in more detail shortly. Kind of looks like Predaking's head, but again, it needs a bit of paint. And on this side, we've got his giant sword. Pull that out. Now, something to mention with these straight away is they're made out of that softish grey plastic, so if you bend them around too much, especially this handle, you will get stress marks, so just be careful of those. And again, with the sword, a bit of paint would make that look awesome, but for now it's grey. When you take those off, it reveals a lot of the robot on each side, so whereas when they're on, for example, that hides the arm and the gaps in there. But that's it. We'll just keep the big Optimus there for a second, and we'll bring in his smaller counterpart to do a size comparison. And there he is with his Voyager counterpart. It's a huge size comparison there, or size difference I should say. Just a bit. So again, this is all grey where this has the paint. So a little bit of paint or some shading wouldn't hurt at all on there. Look from the side. So there's the side view, and we'll just put them like that. So the ultimate one is kind of huge. Not that this guy doesn't transform to a larger size, but this guy is seriously big. So there's a nice comparison for you. And just to show you, there's Deluxe Knockout in the middle. So quite large indeed. Alrighty, let's move on to transformation. Alright, so transformation, I will do my best to keep this in frame. It is quite big. It's a very similar transformation to the past release with the Voyager, but here we go. So first of all, just grab this grill section and untab that and bring that down. Once it's down like that, you're going to flip these over and tuck that piece in like that. And then that slots down into the leg. So again, tuck that in, flip that over, slots down into the leg. We're going to get the legs, untab them from the arms, like so, straighten them out, rotate around, just like that. Still in frame, good. Split the legs apart. You're a bit back heavy at the moment. Come up here, you know, release that from there, and that could just sit out of the way. Bring the arms around, down, peg into the body, around, peg into the body, turn the arms, Up here you got a little tab here, little grey section. Just get your thumb in there and lift that up and fold it right back. Gives you a head reveal. This section at the back folds up, and you've got this section here. We'll just zoom in for a second. Okay, so zooming in, on the backpack you've got this little pin here and these tabs and that. What's going to happen is there's a hole in here that is actually going to tab into there like that. So the reason for that is when you use the grill, when it's in the right position, that will turn the backpack. Okay, so we'll show that in a little bit more detail in a minute. But that is Optimus transformed into his robot mode. So straighten him out, and there we are. And we'll just zoom back so you can see him in his glory. Okay, so there is Optimus in his robot mode. Now, he is quite back heavy due to this gimmick here. He does have heel spurs, but he's going to want to lean back a bit. So you can bring those legs back, but it gives him a bit of the chicken leg sort of look, but it will straighten him up enough to get him right. Now, articulation, head will turn reasonably far to each side. Won't go up and down unless you untab that to go down, but lovely ratchets on the shoulders, which will go all the way around. Has the same shoulder armour as the Voyager. Will go in and out on a ratchet too. Bicep Swivel. They will tend to untab if you pull the wrong way. Elbow is just on a friction joint, will go 90 degrees. So again, the wrists will turn a limited amount. Mine are very tight, so I don't want to push them. But just be wary of that, so when you do turn them, if they feel like they're going to be a bit tight, you may have to loosen the screw or shave a little bit of plastic, but it might not be the same for all. We have a waist rotation. Similar to the first edition Prime, the pin is at the back due to transformation. That means when he turns a bit far, you get this awkward looking stomach. It's becoming more common with Transformers now. They ratcheted hip, forward and back, and in and out, and quite a lot of increments on that. Knee will go 90 degrees, roughly, and again, plenty of ratchet on there. Unfortunately no ankle tilt, but it is moulded just to have a slightly A stance, but not a huge amount. So that's your articulation. The back piece doesn't really articulate, except for when you pull the trigger it will turn. So that's how the gimmick works in this mode. Sometimes it gets a little stuck, That's just due to the dragon heads being in position. We'll just bring that forward and show you that in a bit more detail. That's it. Okay, so the gimmick, what happens here, push this little lever down. Sometimes they get a little bit stuck there. Push it down and it should rotate. Like so. The missiles don't automatically fire. We'll just load a couple up here. Standard sort of clip system, they can go in any way. Okay, so you got missiles there. Pull that and they drop into place. Then what you do is you come around to the back here. Got this little tab. You'll see that fire out when it's in the right place, and that will fire out like so. So again, push the little lever, which will rotate it, and then press the button to fire. Also, when you push the lever, you probably can't see, so I'll just turn this light off for a second. It does get a light up function there. So there you go. So again, sometimes you get a little bit stuck, so you might have to just pop that up like that. Alright, put our lights back on. So that's pretty much how the gimmick works. One thing I would have liked is if you could remove that, but it is attached by pins, so it is kind of stuck there. You'd probably do a modification if you wanted to, but it does live on the back there. In the box, the handle comes disassembled. You just got to clip that in so you can do the firing mechanism. Alrighty, let's move on, have a look at his weapons. Okay, so here's Prime's accessories. This is the shield. You can see very much a dragon head there with some stuff surrounding it. Very cool. Again, wish it was painted. Maybe a Japanese release will have a lot more paint on it, but wouldn't be too hard to do with itself. Again, like I said before, be careful of stress. You can see a little bit in there already, just from that pressure down. When you're putting it into the hole, be very careful with how you're pushing. But again, that's your dragon head, so very cool. His sword, there we are. Again, awesome. Got all the spikes on the back, nice blade, big long handle, and even the handle has a tiny little dragon's head on it, just there. Again, a bit of paint and edge on it, bit of rough detailing, and that will come up really well. So that's the sword. I'll just show you the missiles he comes with. Got one with the two sort of talons there, very techy. This one, the balls on the end, a bit more organic looking. And we got one green fireball-y thing, two green fireball-y things, and then this ring looking one as well. So it comes with the 5 missiles, which again just slot into there, the shield and the sword. So let's have a closer look at Prime and his actual details. We'll just scoot him forward. Alright, so a very similar look. I'll grab the other one as well. So moving him across a little, you can see similar design on both, with the abdomen, the plates on there. The arms are very similar as well, and the shoulder pads. So they've kept the approach pretty much the same. I like the head on the new one a lot more than the older one. So that's that head and that head there. And it looks a little dark with the light there, but he does have eyes. So that's pretty cool. Again, on the side, all that. This back section is very well detailed. A lot of venting, and you can see when you turn it, you've got all this detail underneath here, and the dragon heads themselves, of course. On the back of the legs you get a bit of this kibbly stuff, but not too bad. Again, the wheels could do with some paint. Also the shins could do with a bit of paint. On the smaller one you can see they're painted, on this they're not. So again, budget goes to the gimmick and the size of these guys, so you're not going to get as many. Green Autobot symbol up there, don't know why it's green, probably because it's gone with the green chest. But that's it for details, and let's do a couple of size comparisons. And there you've got the two Optimuses together, so you can see pretty much twice the size of this guy, and this guy isn't a bad size at all. We'll reach across and bring in Knockout. So you can see Knockout is literally the size of his torso. And one more, and there he is with Masterpiece Prime. So you can see Masterpiece Prime's about up to his chest. And we'll bring Beast Hunter's Prime back in there, and these are size comparisons. So he's huge, probably about 12 inches to the top of his multiple dragon head thingy at the back, which I can't remember the name of, and about 10 inches to the top of his head and armour. So he's a reasonably tall figure. Right, let's move on to the transformation back to truck mode. Alrighty guys, transformation back. Again, pretty easy, similar to the old, not that old. Push the head down, like that, click that in, and then push that little grey piece flat into the cab like that. Come up to the back, untab that, and just sit that up out of the way. Going to come around to the arms, untab those, and the shoulder piece is going to fit into that flap in the back like that. And the arms will just rotate like that. So up, untab, bring around, and the arms will just sit like so. Okay, so up that way. Now, rotate the waist right around like that. Now, I'm going to get this section here. That's a couple of tabs there, and a couple of tabs and slots there. That's all going to come down, and that will tab together and keep that nice and secure like so. Get the legs, join the legs together, one tab just at the knees, one at the foot, bring that all the way up, and again there's tabs just on the bottom of the arms, and they will tab into the arms like so, just like that, making sure everything is firmly pushed together. Come underneath the legs, grab these two sections, bring them out. You're going to flip that over and fold that out. So again, fold that out, flip it over. You can peg that together at any time. Comes up and pegs into the front of the cab like that. Alright, so there is your basic truck mode. Okay guys, that was a video review of the Transformers Beast Hunters Ultimate Optimus Prime with these 5 dragon heads of doom and awesome cleavery looking sword that reminds me of Resident Evil. He's a cool figure. Get him for the right price, definitely a cool figure. If you're an Optimus collector, you're probably going to get him. If you like this very super robot anime design, definitely pick him up. Very cool. It just takes what was already awesome with this guy up to a new level, just with sheer size and mass. Weaknesses, again, lack of paint. Ankle tilts wouldn't have hurt. Yeah, that's the old thing. But ankle tilts definitely wouldn't hurt this guy. It's got a waist, got everything else there, it's great. Head tilt wouldn't hurt, and also to be able to remove the gimmick, especially as it already has a locking mechanism to work. So if you could remove that completely, it would be a very big advantage to this figure. Overall, I definitely recommend it if you like Optimus and you like Beast Hunters. I'm having fun with it so far, so look forward to the gallery as well. There'll be a link below. I always do photos of my reviews, so please check those out. Subscribe if you've just come along and saw this video, and check out my other stuff. I'll also put a link to the Voyager Beast Hunters Prime below in the description. Thanks for watching guys. That's Optimus, you're a viewer. I'm Chris. Bye.